The government became a partner in higher education when President Franklin Delano Roosevelt signed the GI Bill into law.
The GI Bill was invented in post-World War II America as a way of dealing with large numbers of returning GIs and basically keeping them off the unemployment rolls, to get them off the streets and off of unemployment, and therefore back into college was one way to do that.
There never was such a mass movement towards higher education.
America weathered the crisis. Approximately 2 million veterans went to college, transforming not only their own lives and college campuses, but also changing public attitudes about higher education. Ordinary Americans learned that a college education wasn't just for the elite. It was within everyone's reach. Higher education became the highway to the middle class, built largely with federal and state funds. In 1972, the federal government opened the door to prosperity to the poor. It gave low-income students grants which did not have to be paid back, now called Pell Grants.
The federal Pell Grant program had about $3 or $4 billion in it, and it covered over 95% of the average tuition at a four-year public college or university.
Millions joined the middle class. Government helped those who couldn't afford tuition, and America prospered.
The founding of our colleges and universities and a lot of the support that has come to them over the years is predicated on the idea that education is good for our citizens and that it helps people to have a better life.
America had agreed to what amounted to a social contract, had agreed to help pay for everyone's college education, not just their own families. To keep tuition low, state legislatures supported their public colleges. The special role of the federal government was to provide scholarship help for the poor. All that began to change when research indicated that having a college degree added $1 million to your lifetime earnings.
In the last 25 or 30 years, since essentially the Reagan administration, since that 80s, we've decided that it's a private good, that because you benefit from going to college economically, your salaries go up.
And so we've said, well, let the individual pay for it then, instead of recognizing that higher education also has major social benefits.
Gradually, the social contract, the commitment to open higher education to all, began to fall apart. Government funding moved away from grants to low-interest loans. A Pell Grant, which once paid 95% of a student's tuition at a four-year public college, pays only about half the tuition today.